Всем доброго времени суток, с вами Kerrgan, я продолжаю проходить Dragon Age Инквизицию. В предыдущей серии мы побывали на балу, встретили там Морган, раскрыли заговор. И нам же сказали: о, новая проблема. Собственно, мы идем сейчас говорить со всеми сопартийцами, слушать их мнение. Узнаем, что они думают. Выслушаем их фи, может, получим у кого-нибудь из них новый какой-нибудь квестик. Так, мы загрузились. Так, с Кассандрой мы поговорим в последнюю очередь. И с Вивиан. С Лилькой. Давайте поговорим с остальными сначала. Варик. Привет, Варик. Варик!
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
I've read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Ну ничего.
Carry on.
Ну, у Варика особых мнений нет, это надо было собирать. Тут Солус. Где это засранец? Привет, Солус.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Shirao, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
You missed court intrigue? When were you at court?
Oh, well, never directly, of course. An elven apostate is rarely invited to speak with empresses and kings. But from the Fade, I have watched dynasties form and empires crumble. It is sometimes savage, sometimes noble, and always fascinating. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally, especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Ну, блин, я хотела их... Я пыталась их помирить.
Why would I disapprove of... Oh, because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
You are an elf, and a powerful mage as well. Have you ever considered trying to help your people?
How? By attacking Orlesian nobles? Should I skulk around the Dales, mourning my lost heritage? I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, Briala did what she could. She was an admirable woman, even if
Я пыталась их помирить, но мне не...
Even if we couldn't help Briala, I hope we can make life better for Orlesian elves.
Stop Corypheus. That will do for a start. It speaks well of you to feel for the oppressed. Help them for that. Know them for what they are, instead of just seeing a pair of pointed ears.
Я сама остроухая. И рогатая. Вообще сама остроухая. Значит, мне не получилось их помирить. Ну ладно, хотелось.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace.
Жаль,
You
тебя не
saved an
было.
empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
That's something you'd like to do more often, then.
Watch as you twist an entire empire around your little finger. Yes, please. Of course, that leaves only Tevinter, and it wouldn't work as well there.
No? Why not?
Our dances are so much more intense. If an evening lacks a murder, we sniff and call it a ball. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
Ну, пока.
I should go.
Try not to die. I wouldn't notice you were gone.
Greetings again, Inquisitor.
У тебя все хорошо?
I trust everything is well with the mages?
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall, it is going well.
Пока.
I'll leave you to it.
Here is the request the leader of the tradesmen made.
Yes, I'll see to it.
Так. По-моему, вот этот проход. Да, вот здесь Вивьен. Надо с ней еще поговорить. Ты довольна? О.
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help.
О, внезапно.
There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the civil war.
Где твой
I'm
Вивьен?
going to hunt down a snowy wyvern. I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
Мне не скажешь?
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but won't tell me what it's for?
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. I would do no less for you, after all.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
Я ей помогу.
I'll do what I
По-любому.
can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful.
По-любому надо ей помочь.
I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
А, это на ставке командования, да? Наверное. Необходимо искать подходящий замену корня примитаса, который после второго мора практически исчез. Высокий красный лишайник, срезанный с блуждающих холмов, открывает схожее укрепляющее воздействие. Красный лишайник смертельный ядовит. Яд возможно нейтрализовать эмульсии сильверита и экстракта эльфийского корня. Раствор необходимо нагревать точно 75 минут магическим огнем. Температура обычного огня, в зависимости от вида топлива, оказывается слишком низкой. Сердце снежного виверна необходимо давать в самый последний момент. Состав разлагается на свету, но и в полной темноте хранить всего 3 дня. Тело падает через несколько часов. Опыты показали, что эффект снижения возраста постоянно слабеет с момента приготовления состава. На второй день результат потребления раствора уже почти незаметен. С 3-го дня зелье практически
Can't make
бесполезно.
heads or tails of this. Age regression? Who is this potion for?
Для какого-нибудь старого полудурка. Так, с Лилькой поговорим потом. А, ладно, можно сейчас. Мы же на квест не пойдем. Мы не сейчас пойдем на квест пойдем позже.
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
I am able to pursue my duties with optimal efficiency, thanks to Skyhold's present state.
Ну, пока.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Давайте поговорим с Лилией. Что она мне расскажет? Он опять там. Может, сейчас катсценка будет.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Бросай ее.
No one would fault you for abandoning ship, you know.
Out of the ship and straight into the sea. You think Thedas hates mages now? If the Chantry falls, don't you think the people will blame magic? Look at all that's happened. Kirkwall's Chantry, the war, the breach. Mages are always involved. Without the Chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
No, we don't want that.
And the Chantry can see that it doesn't happen. The people are sheep, Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
Ну, ее можно будет назначить. А про вечер что-нибудь расскажешь? Ой, вторая катсцена.
Message from Divine Justinia.
Dead people usually don't send messages.
And I see you feel it necessary to inform me of this. This message was written months, perhaps even years
Мне
ago,
нравится вот так вот водить
to be
персонажей.
delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
You know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
You take your instructions from me. What sort of help can a dead divine give you?
I don't know. Perhaps something to do with the Chantry. Or it could be personal. She guided me for many years, Inquisitor, as a divine and as a friend.
Ну, лет
There are
10.
days when I still look to her for advice, only to remember that I am alone.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the Divine. It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
Хочешь
I'll
помочь?
help in whatever way I can.
Wonderful. I was hoping you would agree to come with me to Valence. One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not
как
going to
обычно.
be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
Я хотела узнать ее мнение об этом. Ладно, потом узнаю. А, это про воронов. Так. Идем говорить со всеми остальными. Жози с... Привет, сосалась. Так, с Вариком мы говорили. Идем говорить с Жози. Еще раз присосалась. Перекиньте парой слов Жози. Если я ее найду. И пойдем поговорим с остальными, да. Жози.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
You'd think the game's greatest players would spot a murderer in their midst.
As I said, insularity. Familiar rivals become the only ones worth sparring with. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
Наш танец был лучше всего.
My favorite moment of the evening is still our waltz in the garden.
I could have danced with you for hours. We must do it again sometime.
Ну, у Жози хотя бы мнение есть. Про баль. Правосудие потом. Так, нам нужно Кассандра еще. Так, это не таверна. Таверна вот тут. Командир. Да-да-да. Как настроение?
Knew you couldn't stay away.
What's been going on?
They've done a lot with this place. I'm impressed.
Ну, пока.
I should go.
Wardens harm their own and fall to mortal failings. Where does that leave us? There is an issue that you should address. I think it's worth your time, Inquisitor.
Бык. Привет, бык.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
The politicking we saw at Halam Sharal might seem pointless, but it's the beating heart of the Empire. The winner of the game is the one who best builds alliances, and controls what's discussed and what's decided.
So it rewards manipulation, instead of rewarding the ability to get stuff done. I don't know. The Qun isn't perfect, but it doesn't care what any single person wants. Orlais is full of people who care about nothing else.
Inquisitor?
What's the current mood?
Unlikely.
What's the word out there?
The servants of the Empress sent us a crystal glass full of rose petals cradling a single golden pear. I mean,
Клёво.
I assume.
As you were.
Inquisitor.
Новости посмотрим. Потом Крэм опять стоит на стуле. Крэм странный, он стоит на стуле, вместо того, чтобы сидеть. На стульях надо сидеть. Он грязными сапогами. Сэра.
One for the Empress, for Gaspar, Brianna, the Duchess, and Corypheus, right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a book for the throne? A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one Empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
I don't know. You want to stop a party, I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things, with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. You know the real lesson from all this? Never sleep with an Empress. That, and Briala being an idiot, the whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
There was a mistake on their part. It made everything worse.
Wrong way around, Inquisitor. It started worse. Lots of people died before there was a hole in the sky. That's who you're saving. If you get a chance, maybe remind them not to be idiots.
Клёво, сэра целая катсцена. Сэра классная. Что она спитила, интересно? Сэр Моррис. Шнурок с кассет до копии. Жук-жук, затянули. А, о, говори. Его маска. Большая башка. Его маска. Тупая рожа. С глазами, плюньми. Стоп! Это не физиономия. Точка звідси. Сюрприз будет. Калину. Зачеркнуто. Не будет тоже сюрпризом, когда он узнала много сраных птиц. Набросок Лилианы, состоящий из воронов. О, это круто. Проект виз для спасения мира. Проверили бутылки, зачеркнуто. Все выпека. Все выпила. Купи еще бутылку, зачеркнуто. Оставил одну. Будет называться Леди Хи Радар, зачеркнуто. Убила бутылку. Подожди пока. Скоро всем мир. Вот чего, особенно все яйца. Отобью все яйца. Отобьет корифей все яйца. Молодец, сэра. Так, ты сейчас опять будешь говорить, что я фу, да? Привет, Коул.
I didn't understand the grand ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
Маски.
What did you think of the masks?
What masks?
The masks? Everyone had them on their faces?
Those weren't their faces.
I'll talk to you later.
If you like.
Кассандра. Ой. Не на F6, не F5.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means well. So, yes, she was. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
Ну ты хороша.
I think you'd make an excellent divine.
Truly? I never look good in hats.
А правда, магов, скорее всего, в круги закроют.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent.
Слушайте, она будет хорошей
We must be
жрицей.
vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
Чё, Лилька?
You're not the only candidate. What about Liliana?
Liliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy, but she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Liliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
Ну, ее.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then...
Ну, она будет
Thank you.
деформаторкой.
I
Это круто.
suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Из нее будет очень крутая жрица.
Hold. Corsa, please don't call me that.
Мужик.
Oh my maker, you cannot imagine how many letters I've received about the fracas at Halam Shiral. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut, although it is yet bewildering at the center.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral?
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
No,
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
Ну, пока, мужик.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
А, вот, тут Лилиана просила. Остальное я пока не буду делать, мне влом-то делать. У нас влияние как собак нерезанных. Так, нам нужно поговорить с Щиноглазым. Нам нужно поговорить с Калином. Да, остались Щиноглазый и Калин. Со всеми остальными вроде поболтала. Когда вот эту комнату уже починят, а? А, правосудие еще не забудь свершить.
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot in the Winter Palace. It wasn't the gossip and backstabbing, I know what the game entails. The indifference to it all.
Showing interest reveals weakness, something nobles are quick to exploit.
No doubt you're right. The Chantry can be the same. Their politics are less extravagant, but just as heated. The Empress rules a country. The Divine influences half a continent.
Is there anything I should know?
Many of our recruits viewed the Grey Wardens as heroes. Blackwall's presence is helpful. Knowing there's one warden immune to corruption has given people hope. Corypheus's grasp is not inescapable.
Ну, пока.
That's all for now.
Another time, then.
Щеноглазый! Моя идти говорить с тобой! Прыг! У него квест! Смотрите-ка. Щеноглазый хочет дать мне квест. Так. Что это? А. Моя прекрасная голова. Так, Щеноглазый. Что за квест ты хочешь мне выдать? Признавайся.
Want a drink? I've a hankering for company.
А, он собутыльницу искал. Отлично. Выпьем. Выпить это инквизитор всегда за. Такие лица. Жизнь есть боль. Слушай, он сейчас на Харим похож.
When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day they found a dog, a wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up.
Ну, долбоёбы.
Do you know what I did?
Not the fireside tale I was expecting, Blackwall.
Just listen. I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting. And I turned around, went inside, and closed the door. I could have told my father, or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
You couldn't have been the only one there. No one else stepped in.
Doesn't make what I did any less wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
When we first met, you were saving peasants from demons and outlaws. You're not a man who shuts his eyes. A little insane, maybe.
Of course you'd make light of it. You make saving the world look easy. The rest of us can only dream of matching what you've done. Don't you see? It's not just about what happened back then. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
Что так темно? О, чародей. Блин, это таверну отправил. Так. Может, еще какой-нибудь квест есть, а? Что он со мной разговаривает? Это Кассандра. С Кассандрой я говорю потом. Ну, я Кассандру буду все-таки поддерживать. Давайте еще раз великим словам щеноглазым. Слушайте, у меня тут народу все больше и больше. Я думаю, погодите, закрыть тут весь этот. Друг другу на головах будут сидеть. Ай, нос чешется. Носик чешется. Ай-яй-яй. Носик чешется. Ладно, я продаю парадные одеяния, потому что они мне как бы не нужны. Аспект Хиры. Да он древний, можно продать давно. Это я потом кого-нибудь переодену. Так, давайте продаем всякую фигню. Блин, Кассандре оружие вернуть. Смотрите, сколько у меня бабла. Надо сходить в черный магазин. Так, щеноглазый, у тебя есть тема для моего потребления?
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
Письмо Инквизитора была моим хорошим другом, всегда вдохновляла. Ты научила меня отличать достойное дурного. Самое главное, не бояться стоять за достойное. И я накажу тем, что помогал тебе. Минуточку. От меня что, спутник удрал? Соратник удрал.
The spy master has confirmed it. Blackwall is gone.
Go on. Liliana knows where he is, doesn't she? She knows everything.
She doesn't know everything yet. Sister Liliana had us search the warden's quarters. Not much to find, except this. It was missing from last week's reports. I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is, but it could be a good place to start.
Так, что-то у меня графон, по-моему, упал. Мужик какой-то совсем стрёмный. Смятый отчет. Страниц мог вырвать счет сестры Ляны. Лайки нас Сирил Марне, один из солдат, мог убийство семьи Кайны. В году 9:37. Как прочие арестованные участники, Марне стоит, что не знал, на кого они нападают, и выполнял приказ капитана. Капитан Том Ренги до сих пор не пойман. Мария будет казнен в Вал-Райо на этой неделе. Так, все, собственно, мы поговорили со всеми, у нас пропал щеноглазый. Да, инквизитор. Так. Бля, посох. А, блин, это не оружие. На. Вроде это самый нормуль посох. Не, вот это лучше. Посох великого чародея 15 уровня. И от 21, ну, слабее моего. Так, Кассандра. Не Варик. Классно название. Ну, нет. Хочешь топор? Императрица огня в королевстве льва, наполни собою наши сердца в Орлейской империи. Императрица огня всех нас защити. Лук? Это не лук. Надо цели найти более хороший лук. Смотрите, вот это так. Надо и маски эти подключать. А, Вивьен. Ты посоху Вивьен был, да. На Виве. Вау! Смотрите, как круто. Я ей что, дала хороший доспех? Да. Можно, конечно, поржать. На, Солос. Маску императрицы. Нет, на тебе шлем инквизитора. Варик, хочешь маску императрицы? Лучше той этой. Но это не для Варика. Можешь Сосалусу отдать. Да. Это Сосалусу. $194. Бык. Ну, Хира может только Витара носить. $47. У сэра тоже норм шлем. Я им шлем отключу, а то они не смотрят. Дориан, так, 27. А есть что-нибудь приличней? Не-а. Блин, может есть нормальный доспех? Нет, у него лучший. Вот это хуже. О, у него шляпа. Никакого. Ладно, оставим ему шляпу. Ну, остальное, значит, можно продать. Продать. Надо сходить, короче, в этот все-таки. А, во, правосудие надо будет выполнить. Ну, кстати, я очень богата. Блять. Ну, собственно, с этим потом разберусь. И давайте пойдем посмотрим на правосудие. О, артисян стало резко больше. Выполним правосудие, а потом займемся проектами. Давайте в тюрьму наведаемся. Я там никогда не была. По-моему, тут вход в тюрьму. Угу, кажись, да. Ну, и была в ней, но не так часто.
No one to watch over, your worship. We either have many friends, or you've made short work of enemies.
Выполню какой-нибудь квест, потом опять будем говорить со спутниками. Точнее, сейчас еще выполню несколько заданий. Ну, раздам команды в стила. Выполню просвети, раздам какие-нибудь команды и отправить на следующий какой-нибудь квест. А потом опять будем говорить со спутниками. Наверняка у них будет еще какое-нибудь мнение. О! Подождите, я хочу выбрать другой трон. А, ладно. Буду жопу морозить. Кого они там ведут? Бритую? Это с сильной прической или нет? Так, что у меня...
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Out of your element, Florian. Welcome to the Inquisition. My
Он так садится.
Despite her posture, Lady Florian has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realized he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
Пусть она работает на нас, да? Хотя я не буду издеваться.
Like most nobility, she's never walked in the shoes of those she endangered. Lady Florian, I give you a chance. Common work, farm work, do some good.
Sentenced to walk with animals? How droll.
Да, вот в этом шикарном платье. Мне нравится ее юбка, вот крем, нежный этот оттенок и эти на павлиньи символы. Ну, раз мне не дали ее казныть, пусть отработает. У меня, конечно, был вариант там более полезный. Но мы идем создавать военный совет. Мы поддерживаем Кассандру. Это первое.
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
We're well loved in Orlais. Say the words and Empress Celine will send her support.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus's followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Perhaps they'll rethink following the Darkspawn Magister from the dawn of time. Where is Corypheus now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
Good of Corypheus to make it easy to find him. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area? His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more.
Morrigan!
He hopes to find,
Я не
however,
поговорила с Morrigan.
continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one.
А, вот она. О, переоделась.
Fortunately, I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those forgotten woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Надо будет поискать ее у нас вокруг. Болтать с ней.
It is best if I show you.
Наша надо героиню Хералдена. Может, стоит загрузиться? Я хочу расспросить ее про героиню Хералдена.
This is an illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
You can restore an artifact like this?
There was a price, but one I gladly paid. I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Блин. Блин, подождите вы. Слушайте, может мне стоит загрузиться? Наверное, стоит загрузиться и поискать Морриган на этом. Ну, в Скайхолде. Я хотела у нее спросить про героиню Ферлдена. Да и вообще поболтать с ней.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost.
Красивые дерева.
I call it the crossroads, a place where all illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between.
Морриган, кстати, постарела, а вот Лилиана нет.
Some of the illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
Ладно, я надеюсь, с ней можно будет побазарить Я уже, кажется, все пропустила. Да, точно, она в саду. Давайте попробуем с ней побазарить. Мориган. Можно тебе пару вопросов задать?
You're the Inquisitor. You're very tall. Mother didn't say you were Canary.
Oh? I'm told it's the first thing one notices about me.
I noticed your blood. It doesn't belong to your people.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on her hand, Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man.
Не похож он на логин вообще ни разу.
My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
I didn't know you had a son.
Знаешь
Why
ли,
would you?
дура.
I
Только
take
что ж говорили.
great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way. To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Will his father be joining us as well?
I have raised Kieran on my own for quite some time now.
А его папа
That
немножко
was my
мертв.
preference from the start. So, 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
There's something rather unusual about him.
There is. He is a special lad. It falls to me to protect him from anything and anyone that mean him ill. Most of all, he must be protected from myself. No one could harm him more than I. To think, until recently, this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Terra Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
We were lucky to have found it when we did.
Fate is often mistaken for luck, as Mother is fond of saying. The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. It is that he actually may.
Давайте, блин, я теперь не знаю. Мазер Жизел. Жизуль.
Inquisitor, the soldiers say you banished the demons at Adamant and freed the Grey Warden mages. I understand from Sister Liliana that the truth is somewhat more complex, but no less extraordinary. She said that you spoke with a figure in the Fade that seemed to be the soul of divine Justinia. I suspect many of the faithful would like to know what Justinia told you.
She helped me remember what happened at the Conclave. The Maker didn't give me the mark on my hand. I was struck in battle, and Andraste didn't send me. The figure everyone saw was Divine Justinia.
So it is as you have always maintained. You must feel quite vindicated.
I'm relieved to have any worries about Andraste or the Maker put aside. This is now a battle of mortals and magic, one we can win.
Then I will save my own ruminations upon faith and belief, and simply pray for your success,
Kerrgan.
Inquisitor. It is wise that you do not let what happened in the Fade spread, however. Some would not understand. Now, is there anything I can help you with?
Нет, я пойду донимать море.
Be well, Inquisitor.
Давайте попробуем поднимать Мориган, Керрана. Нет, он не хочет дониматься. Он реально похож... Хотя не, глаза у него немножко похожи на логиновские. Но, в всяком случае, у Мориган не такие глаза.
I understand you have spared the Grey Wardens from destroying what goodwill was left them. 'Tis good of you, considering the weakness Corypheus exploited was their own doing. Still, should a true archdemon one day arise, they will no doubt be needed. Or so they would have us believe.
Что думаете о
Now that
Грице,
you've seen
Лизе
the
Мориган?
Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that. Soldiers are camped outside Skyhold in numbers that would give any nation pause. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
We have to defeat him first. Then I'll worry about what's next.
Should that happen, the world will lie at your feet, more or less. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
Может, ты что-то интересное расскажешь? Солус не хочет.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
Расскажи что-нибудь о себе.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kokari wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight?
The Blight began in the Kokari wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. She is the reason the Blight was defeated. I wish things had gone differently in the end. It had to be, yet. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for Celine.
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
Tell me more about your son.
He is a very special young man.
Special in what way?
In every way. At first, Kerrgan was a means to an end. But as he grew, I never thought of myself as a mother, Inquisitor. I had no good example to follow. I find myself becoming something I can barely recognize.
Ну, спасибо за разговор, Мориган.
As you like.
серии хочу поговорить с Лилианой. Слушайте, она же реально не постарела. Лилиана вообще не постарела, не поменялась. У тебя есть какое-то мнение, Варик? Пока. Ладно, добегаем до Лилианы и совершаем серию. Что не скажешь про ведьму? Нет. Пока. Можешь прийти сказать про эльфов. Сейчас у меня будет трехчасовая серия.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
Sarah is part of our team. You don't need to be snide about her.
Actually, on some level, I do. She takes it better than she would take my pity or my envy. She has a purity of purpose that I lack. I have observed too much and done too little. What do you wish to know?
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition?
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Devinda disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Every time I've seen blood magic used, it has been for some evil purpose.
I once saw a woman stabbed in the stomach with a dagger. She died slowly, in agony. It was repulsive. If the chantry outlawed daggers, would that stop people from using them? Of course not. Some would use daggers in secret, shamed, and some would find rebellion titillating, step down the path of depravity.
So we should allow blood magic to be used freely. It works so well for the Imperium.
Devinda's foundation stones are the bones of ancient elves with slave blood for the mortar. It is an example of nothing more than gilded savagery. Pitiable in a way. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Hey.
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aeravels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
I'd like to know more about Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate clans for centuries now. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted, and forgotten different parts of elven history. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Devinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Ну, пока.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Я просто хочу послушать, что Лилиана скажет про Мориган. Или Дориан скажет про Мориган. Дориан, тебе есть что сказать про Мориган?
I should go.
You know where I'll be.
Дориан ничего не знает про Мориган. Вивьен. Варик.
Here is the request Harriet made. Please have a note of specific.
Лилиана, привет.
Inquisitor.
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
I'll leave you to your work.
Нет. А я бы хотела посмотреть, как они вместе общаются. Я больше не очень ладили. Ладно, давайте продолжим следующей серии. Всем спасибо за внимание. Ставим лайки, подписываемся, оставляем комментарии. Всем пока-пока.